May 1942, the Coral Sea. The sun shines, the water is clear, and the islands are lush. It's a postcard scene, a tropical paradise full of colourful reefs and vibrant fish, a thriving underwater world. But danger was brewing. Dark clouds gathered, and the calm waters churned. The paradise was about to become a battleground. The world was at war. Naval ships from both sides were on a collision course, preparing for a historic confrontation. The Imperial Japanese Navy, after victories at Pearl Harbor and Singapore, was on the move. Their fleet was powerful and experienced. Their target? Port Moresby in New Guinea. Capturing it would give them a strategic advantage and threaten Australia. The stakes were high. The Battle of the Coral Sea was totally different from any sea battle before it. It marked a significant shift in naval warfare tactics and strategy. Get this! For the first time ever, two navies would fight without their ships ever seeing each other. This was a revolutionary concept at the time, as traditional naval battles relied heavily on direct ship-to-ship combat. It was a battle fought entirely in the air, with planes launched from aircraft carriers. Dive bombers, torpedo planes and fighter planes took center stage, transforming the nature of naval engagements. And fighter planes battled it out in the sky, engaging in intense dogfights and strategic bombing runs. The skies over the Coral Sea became the new battlefield, and what they did would change the world. The success of this battle demonstrated the critical importance of air power in naval warfare, setting the stage for future conflicts and altering the course of military history. Japan wanted to take over a lot of land during World War II. Their ambition was to expand their empire and secure resources that were vital for their war efforts. This expansionist policy was driven by a desire to dominate the Asia-Pacific region and establish themselves as a major world power. They wanted to create what they called a Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, which was a concept that promoted the idea of Asian nations led by Japan, free from Western influence. However, in reality, it was a guise for Japanese imperialism and control over other Asian countries, which basically meant they wanted to control everything. This plan involved aggressive military campaigns and the occupation of several territories. The Japanese military was highly disciplined and well coordinated, making their advances swift and formidable. Taking Port Moresby was super important for this plan. Located in Papua New Guinea, Port Moresby was strategically significant because it provided a base for further operations in the Pacific. Its capture would have allowed Japan to cut off Allied supply lines and establish a stronger foothold in the region. From there, they could attack Australia, a major Allied base, and disrupt the Allied defence network in the Pacific. Australia was crucial for the Allies as it served as a staging ground for operations and a supply hub, and make their control even stronger. By securing Port Moresby and threatening Australia, Japan aimed to solidify its dominance in the Pacific, making it difficult for the Allies to launch counter-offensives and reclaim lost territories. Everything was ready for a huge fight. The Japanese fleet, led by their powerful aircraft carriers Shōkaku and Zuikaku, sailed toward the Coral Sea. Waiting for them were the American carriers USS Lexington and USS Yorktown, the pride of the U.S. Navy. Both sides had skilled pilots and the latest planes ready to fight hard to control the sky. First shots fired. On May 4th, American scout planes spotted a Japanese invasion force landing at Tulagi, a small island in the Solomons, marking the start of a fierce battle. The Americans jumped into action, sinking several Japanese ships and messing up their plans. The intense battle had officially begun. The first few days of the battle were pretty confusing. On May 7th, American planes thought they found Japanese carriers, but they accidentally attacked their own ships, the oiler Neosho and the destroyer Sims. This friendly fire was a bad mistake, but it didn't really change how the battle went. May 8th started with everyone on edge. Both sides sent out all their planes, hoping to win. Japanese planes found and badly damaged the USS Lexington, but the Americans hit back hard, damaging the Japanese light carrier Shoho. The sky was filled with explosions as the two navies went at it. The USS Lexington, nicknamed Lady Lex, fought bravely all day. But fires started by Japanese torpedoes just couldn't be stopped. As the fires spread and explosions rocked the ship, the captain ordered everyone to abandon ship. The Lexington sank, a reminder of how brave her crew was. Even though they lost the Lexington, the Battle of the Coral Sea was a win for the United States. The Japanese, with their carriers damaged and their invasion force scattered, had to give up on taking Port Moresby. Things were starting to look better for the Allies in the Pacific. The Battle of the Coral Sea changed naval warfare forever. It showed that aircraft carriers, not big battleships, were the new kings of the sea. What everyone learned in the skies above the Coral Sea would change how navies fought for years to come. The age of carrier warfare had begun.